The 90s saw the golden era of hip-hop music, but it also saw some of the darkest times in Hollywood. Although the music was lit, there were tragedies that completely changed everything. One of these tragedies was the murder of the iconic rapper Tupac. Tupac was in his early 20s when his life was cut short in a drive-by shooting, and to this day, there is debate about the culprit who was behind it all. Although an arrest was made recently of the person who was allegedly responsible for it all, fans are still not at rest.
27 years. 27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefy D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Why? Well, because according to these fans, the person actually responsible for the murder of the iconic 90s rapper is still roaming free without any consequences. The name that keeps showing up in this case is none other than that of the music mogul Diddy. Diddy has been associated with the murder of not only Tupac, but also another big rapper of the 90s, Biggie Smalls. The list is long, but these are the two we are going to be focusing on today. Diddy has always been dismissive of these allegations, saying that he had nothing to do with either of these tragedies. But according to fans and several other sources, Diddy is the man who should be behind bars. Even the person who was recently arrested has said that it was Diddy who paid him to take Tupac out. Well, it seems like it's finally time that we all can rest because according to our sources, Diddy is finally ready to admit his part in the shooting of Tupac and face the consequences. He even explained his reasons behind the whole thing. This video is going to be one hell of a ride, so you better sit tight through this one. Welcome back to the Celebrity Hyped. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how Diddy finally admitted his crimes in the Tupac case and spilled his motive. But before we get to talking about that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Now, Diddy's name has always been associated with the murder of Tupac and several other people in the industry. Yet no one has been able to do anything about it. The man has never even been brought in for questioning by the authorities, which makes fans even more angry at the whole situation.
So many people in music and Hollywood fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable, and even
Diddy worked closely with Tupac back when the rapper was alive. In fact, the two were even rumored to be friends. But then after Tupac had a shooting back in the day, everything changed. Tupac was mad about the whole thing and knew exactly who was behind it. Even back then, Diddy was the name he revealed to the public. According to him, Diddy was behind it all because of the East Coast and West Coast feud. For those of you who don't know about it, it was a major thing back in the 90s, and the rappers and musicians who belonged to the East Coast hated the West Coast ones, and vice versa. Diddy and Tupac were on the opposite teams, but according to Tupac, the enmity between the two sides should have been ended. After the rapper died, his brother even revealed that he was very close to signing a deal with Bad Boy Records, which belonged to Diddy. So that's another time that Diddy's name comes up. Could it be possible that Diddy got rid of Tupac because he didn't want the feud between the two sides to end? Let us know in the comment section below. Tupac was shot in September of 1996. He wasn't even supposed to be in that area. He was supposed to be somewhere else, but after his close friend Mike Tyson urged him to stay for a boys' night out, his plan was to go watch Mike fight and then they were going to hang out later in the city. Unfortunately, the plan fell through and they didn't get to hang out after the fight.
But I was supposed to join those guys. I wanted to hang out with them.
Really though?
Yes.
You were gonna hang out with them that night?
Yeah.
Tupac figured since he was already in the area, he'd go out and have fun on his own. So he decided to go out, but that was going to be his last car ride. The car stopped at a red light, and this is when a white Cadillac pulled over. Tupac was hanging out the car window taking in the breeze. This is when the people in the white Cadillac opened fire on Tupac's car and ended up injuring everyone inside. Tupac was rushed to the hospital as soon as possible. The rapper was in a coma for 6 days before his heart gave out. Now the person who was allegedly in the car was Keefy D. the same person who recently got arrested. But this wasn't the first time that he was brought in for questioning. It happened once before in the 90s, and he named names back then. But wait a second, before we continue on with the video and give you more information on this matter, make sure to share this video with a friend and turn on post notifications while you're at it too, so you don't miss out on any of our future uploads. Now, Keefe D, when he was first brought in for questioning back in the 90s, said that it was Diddy who paid him over $1 million to do the deed. Apparently, he was supposed to be paid through another person, but he never got the money, so he has no records.
You know, there was a rumor that a payment went, from Puffy's camp, and it was supposed to go to Keefe D and the Southside guys.
The person who was supposed to give Keefe D the money, the middleman, used the $1 million to open a club for himself. Keefe D has talked about Diddy's involvement in the murder of Tupac. Now all of the fingers point at Diddy, but he has never faced the consequences of his actions.
And Puff told him he will give him $1 million.
That might be changing very soon. According to sources close to the music mogul, he has been feeling very guilty ever since Keefe D got arrested. It's something that has been weighing him down. The most shocking part of this all is that the same sources told us that Diddy is thinking of releasing a statement confessing to everything that he did over the years. This includes a confession about his involvement in the murder of Tupac, but also Biggie Smalls. It's shocking because he has always been very dismissive of the whole thing whenever he was asked about it.
We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
This would change everything in the case, especially since the case was recently closed after the arrest of Keefe D. Now, this is just the gossip on the streets so far, but it might turn into a reality really soon. Diddy feels like he can't live with the burden of what he did all those years ago, and he needs to confess it all just to feel better. Although it would end his career, he'd at least be able to live with himself. The same sources have told us that he might also turn himself in, but to this point, he's contemplating if the whole thing might be worth it or not. Because on one hand, he'd end the burden from his shoulders, but on the other hand, his whole life would go away. And that is one drastic change. From a billionaire to an inmate, now that's insane.
So yeah, we built this federal case against him with, serious consequences if he were to go to trial and be convicted.
Do you think Diddy is going to get arrested after all of this? Do you think he's going to actually go through with this plan and throw his whole career away? What do you think is going to happen next in this drama? Let us know all your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more videos like this one in the future. And with all of that out of the way, as always, we will see you in our next video with some new juicy gossip. Until then, have fun watching some of our other videos here at the Celebrity Hyped.